wall-to-wall Grade 1s at the Dublin Racing Festival. For both Stateman and Willie Mullins, Danny Byrne the winner, clear from Slade Steel. It's Gallopin' Day Shop who lights up the new Dublin Racing Festival.
Oi oi, hello and welcome to another GG.CO.UK trends video, kindly sponsored by Boyle Sports. This is a 2-for-1 offer. It is Dublin Racing Festival's day 1 and 2 amalgamated into one video. So I will be as quick as I can through this. Straight off the bat, you can click the links in the description. There will be an article for each day that's published. They're already up, day 1 and day 2. Any tweaks or edits that I've noticed, there is one in there for a horse where it didn't finish in the right place, but I'll talk about it right in the video. I'll get them updated, but you can see the short bullet point trends I've got, whether that be for the last 10, if these races were run before at the same time of year. So for those of you, I mean, most of you will know, but the Dublin Racing Festival was the amalgamation of some other meetings around the same time of the year. Long-standing races like an Irish Gold Cup or a Spring Juvenile have been brought into this big weekend. And then there were some races that were also added from there, but they were upgraded, quite a few of them as well. So some of the handicaps are now worth a lot more money. Their graded status or class status changed significantly too. A couple of the novice hurdle races, the graded status changed and the distance changed. So basically, if we've got 10 years worth of trends that are still relevant, as in the race was run at the same time of year and the conditions haven't changed, I've got 10-year trends. If it's not, then I've got 7-year trends if it was an upgraded race for the DRF or it was introduced for the DRF. So that sort of explains where we are with that. I've also listed the last 7 or 10 winners of the race to tell you where they went for the Cheltenham Festival. Now, I know it's not all about the Cheltenham Festival. This Dublin Racing Festival on its own is worth €2 million in prize money, or just over. So they're going to be horses that are targeted at this, but it is a springboard, especially from the graded races perspective, for Cheltenham Festival potential glory. So I'm going to let you know where those horses go. But I think it's also worth knowing where some horses essentially didn't go, the ones that don't go to Cheltenham, because it does really highlight the fact that while we like to believe in some conspiracies and we like to assume that horses are being plotted left, right and centre for that big day in March, there are horses that are targeted, especially at the handicaps for this meeting, and it may not pay to follow those horses going forward. Anyway, I will pull up on the screen the trends. We'll talk through those. I'll reference some horses where they ran at the Cheltenham Festival. Let's crack on. Day 1, we start with a Grade 1 novice hurdle, 2 miles, 6.5. Race was upgraded for the Dublin Racing Festival. So we'll talk about 7 renewals here. All of the last 7 winners had not run further than 2 miles, 4.5 furlongs. 6 of the 7 winners last ran between 37 and 49 days ago. 6 of the 7 winners were aged 5 or 7, and both of those ages are profitable to just back blind. 6 of the 7 winners last ran at Leopardstown or Navan, both profitable to back blind. It's worth mentioning now, because it will come up throughout the rest of the video, the Leopardstown pointers will come up very often because they have their big Christmas period, don't they? And then it's coming here. 2 big festivals. It won't whittle it down so much because there'll be plenty of runners, but it is still worth mentioning. 6 of the 7 winners had either 2 or 3 runs that season, and 5 of the 7 winners won last time out. So look, the 7 winners of this race, since the DRF was installed, have all gone to Cheltenham. None of them have won though, but they've all finished in the top 5, whether they've gone to the Albert Bartlett or the Turners. We had Dancing City that won the race last year, came 3rd in Albert Bartlett. We had Goodland the year before that was 4th in the Turners. We have had 4 horses that finished 2nd though. Manila Kakuna, Gaillard de Mesnil, Latest Exhibition, Commander of Fleet. All of those were 2nd in Albert Bartlett, apart from Gaillard de Mesnil, who was 2nd in the Turners Novices Hurdle. So look, whatever wins this race will run probably into a place at the Cheltenham Festival, whichever distance they go for. The Juvenile Grade 1 after, this is the Spring Juvenile. This is a banger of an informative race. Year in, year out, they race against each other in the 3-year-old maiden at Leopardstown. They come back to do battle in this Juvenile hurdle, and then they will go on to run against each other at Cheltenham Festival and probably Punchestown later in the season. It has historically always thrown up a horse that will go and contest the Triumph hurdle, but just to the race itself, all of the last 10 winners placed top 3 last time out. 8 of the last 10 winners last ran between 36 and 48 days ago. 8 of the last 10 winners placed top 2 last time out. So everything was top 3, but 8 of the last 10 were top 2. 6 of the last 10 winners came from the top 2 in the betting. 6 of the last 10 winners were French bred, baguettes I like to call them. 6 of the last 10 winners were trained by Willie Mullins, who is profitable to just back blind in this race. And 6 of the last 10 winners, following that theme, at last ran at Leopardstown. Now look, This is the roll of honours. Cargay, second in a triumph. Gala Marceau, second in a triumph. Vauban, won a triumph. Quilixios, won a triumph. Away with the Sea, seventh in a triumph. Sir Eric did not finish, but he would have won that race. Mr. Adjudicator was second, but he was reversing the form with Farclas, or rather Farclas was reversing the form with him. They were the ones I'm talking about where you get these clashes back to back. Was the year where Espoir Delan suffered a bit of a setback, so it could have been a completely different story, but still. Mega Fortune the year before was second in a Triumph Hurdle. Footpad was third in a Triumph, and Petite Parisienne was fifth in a Triumph. So it's a big, big pointer towards that. We've obviously got Lilamba and East India Dock on this side of the sea, but the best Irish horse, or at least in the top two Irish horse, will win that race. It's going to be a fascinating contest, very informative for the spring. Handicap hurdle after this, first handicap listed race, known as the William Fry previously, 3 miles, half a furlong. The race was upgraded for the Dublin Racing Festival, so I think it got a higher status, but I think it got a lot more prize money. But we've gone for the last 7. All of the last 7 winners are aged 6 to 9. 6 of the 7 winners carried less than 11 stone. 6 of the 7 winners had an official rating of 125 to 130. The other was 137 for reference. 5 of the last 7 winners were Irish bred. 4 of the 7 winners ran at Leopardstown last time out, and 4 of the 7 winners won last time out. So this is an important one to talk about because no winner of this has gone to win at the Cheltenham Festival. Total Recall fell in a Gold Cup. Dallas Depicton was second in a Martin Pipe, and Good Time Johnny was ninth in an Albert Bartlett. But 4 of the winners, Maxim, Percival Agalwar, Maze Runner, Tricky Zeniscoffy, all didn't even run at the Cheltenham Festival, which again reiterates the fact that this is a target race in its own right, and why not with the prize money on offer. Right, next, the Irish Arkle, Grade 1, 2 mile, 1 furlong. All of the last 10 winners last ran between 21 and 45 days ago. All of the 10 winners came from the top 3 in the betting. All of the 10 winners were priced 6 to 1 or shorter. 9 of the last 10 winners were aged 6 or 7. 5 rolls, just for reference, are 0 from 7, because obviously Madgeburg's going to be going in there, but stats are there to be broken. We've got 2 5-year-olds at the head of the market for the Arkle, where everyone's saying they can't go and win. 9 of the last 10 winners won last time out, and the other one was second. 8 of the last 10 winners were French bred, baguettes. 7 of the last 10 winners were trained by Willie Mullins, and 7 of the last 10 winners had not won over further than 2 miles, 1 furlong. Now, of course, this is a race that has pointed through to the Arkle in Cheltenham. Laricheburg didn't run, Energumene didn't run. Both of those just missed Cheltenham. They would have obviously gone for this race. In terms of winners, though, we had El Fabiolo, who won this race and won it in Cheltenham proper. Footpad won this and then won it in Cheltenham proper. And Duvan won it in this race and Cheltenham proper. That was the year after Underso did the double. Now, we have had Some Plan that came 6th, Notebook that came 6th, Blue Lord that came 3rd, and Elete Thompson that came 3rd. So it's not the be all and end all, but again, it's a real good pointer, which goes without saying. Irish Gold Cup. I think this is the wealthiest race for the couple of days. I think it's worth 250 grand, or at least the race total prize money is that. So it's massive, massive money. Gallopin de Champs took this last year, took it the year before. Obviously goes and wins a Gold Cup. Size and John, good few years back, won this before winning a Gold Cup. Every winner from the last 10's gone to a Gold Cup apart from Conflated, who fell in the Ryanair. Anyway, to this race, 9 of the last 10 winners were aged 9 or younger. 9 of the last 10 winners had an official rating of 157 or higher. 8 of the last 10 winners last ran between 36 and 47 days ago. 7 of the last 10 winners last ran at Leopardstown. 7 of the last 10 winners were priced 4 to 1 or shorter. And 5 of the last 10 winners won last time out, which is profitable to back blind. £17.50 profit blind, 150% return on investment, just backing last time out winners. But Gallopin de Shop ain't going to get you rich, is he? Right, handicap chase after this. 2 mile, 1 furlong. This race, again, was upgraded for the Dublin Racing Festival. All of the 7 winners were no older than 7. Backing 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds blind is profitable. So the less exposed chases, essentially. All of the 7 winners last run between 27 and 56 days ago, and the last 4, were between 40 and 49 days ago. So again, a lot of horses fall within these windows. 6 of the 7 winners had an official rating of between 132 and 142. 5 of the 7 winners had won over 2 miles 4 or further. So we're dropping back to 2 mile 1 for this particular race. 4 of the 7 winners placed top 3 last time out. 4 of the 7 winners came from the top 3 in the betting. 3 of the 7 winners last run at Leopardstown. So I'm just referencing that because we talked about Leopardstown a lot. Now we talk about where they might go for Cheltenham. Madara went to Cheltenham, 9th in a Grand Annual. Final Orders was 5th in a Grand Annual. Away with the Sea was 15th in a plate. He was 9th in a Grand Annual the year before. Eclair de Buffo was 2nd in a Grand Annual. Quamino, for running the novices, handicap chase pulled up, and then Patrick's Park didn't come to Cheltenham, but they, again, they probably would go to a Grand Annual. They might go to 2.5. but they probably aren't winning at Cheltenham. Even though from a small sample size and the competitive nature of those races, you know, Eclair de Beaufort coming second and a Grand Annual isn't terrible. Neither is Final Order's 5th place, but this race is a target race for the reason that it's worth a lot of money and it's a big meeting, isn't it? Then we finish off with the bumper, Grade 2. This was a new race for the Dublin Racing Festival. All of the 7 winners have won last time out. 6 of the last 7 winners ran between 39 and 71 days ago. 5 of the 7 winners were Irish bred. 5 of the 7 winners were sent off favourite, but not the last 2. 5 of the 7 winners were 5-year-olds. 5 of the 7 winners ran at Leopardstown or Navan last time out. 4 of the 7 winners were trained by Willie Mullins and ridden by Patrick Mullins. I mean, you don't even need to know that for an Irish bumper, do you? But if we look at where these horses go, Jeroboam Machine didn't run at Cheltenham last year, but a lot of the other horses did. A Dream to Share went and won. Facile Vega went and won. Kilcrook was second. Appreciate It was second. Envoy Land won. And then Black Bow was 5th. So whatever wins this race is probably going to be favourite for the champion bumper at Cheltenham. So it's a proper race. And obviously the names that are on that list are big named horses for the future too. Right, we'll crack on with day 2, kicking off with a mares handicap hurdle, 2 miles 2 furlong. The race was upgraded for the Dublin Racing Festival, so the mares handicap hurdle's been there for a while, but it did change 7 years ago, so we're just looking at the last 7. Dysart Enos should be going in here, hopefully. Impressed with the fact that they're taking on this because it looks an ideal opportunity for her to go and show herself. Right, all of the last 7 winners, or all of the 7 winners finished top 5 last time out. 6 of the 7 winners last ran between 24 and 63 days ago. 6 of the 7 winners carried between 10 stone dead and 10 stone 12. 6 of the 7 winners had run at 2 mile 4 or further in their career. 5 of the 7 winners were aged 5 or 6. 5 of the 7 winners had an official rating of between 116 and 126. 5 of the 7 winners are Irish bred, and then a few extra ones down here. 4 of the 7 winners were priced 14 to 1 or bigger. 4 of the 7 winners finished top 2 last time out. 4 of the 7 winners last ran at Fairy House or Leopardstown. Now, if we look at where these horses went through to Cheltenham, we've had the 7 renewals. Brucio and Ballybourne Belt in the last 2 years didn't even go to Cheltenham. Partry Central ran 7th in a mare's novice. Heaven Help Us did go and win a Coral Cup. Black Tears was 2nd in a Coral Cup. Sassy Diva and Alterix didn't run at the Cheltenham Festival. So, I mean, the main pointer from there is you might find yourself a horse for a bet in a Coral Cup should they go to the festival. Right, Grade 1 Novices Chase, 2 mile 5.5 furlong. Probably going to see Ballyburn dot up in this, aren't we? 9 of the last 10 winners last ran between 37 and 45 days ago. 9 of the last 10 winners came from the top 2 in the betting. 8 of the last 10 winners had raced at 3 miles or further before in their career. 7 of the last 10 winners were sent off favourite. 7 of the last 10 winners won last time out. Poor old Ballyburn. 6 of the last 10 winners last ran at Leopardstown. Poor old Ballyburn again. Right, we look at this, where they ran, and then where they ran at Cheltenham. Of course, the Turner's Novices Chase is gone. It no longer exists. We have a number of these horses. I think it's 6 of them went to that race. We've got Galloping de Champ in there. We've got the likes of Factor File that went and won a Brown Advisory last year. Mighty Potter was 3rd in a Turner's. So essentially, they would be going for a Turner's in the main. If not, they would be going for a Brown Advisory. So that is the stepping stone for this now. The 3 horses that went to the Brown Advisory, Factor File, Monkfish and Monolith, first, 2nd. So big, good pointers for Ballyburn going to that race. Right, the novice hurdle after this, over 2 miles, Grade 1. 9 of the last 10 winners were trained by Willie Mullins. £19.61 profit and a 50% return on investment just backing Willie Mullins blind in this race. 8 of the last 10 winners were aged 5 or 6. Although 7-year-olds have the best strike rate with 2 winners from 7. I mean, you're guessing by that age they're going over fences, aren't you? Or they're in open company. 8 of the last 10 winners last ran between 37 and 47 days ago. 8 of the last 10 winners ran at Leopardstown last time out. 7 of the last 10 winners had run twice that season. 7 of the last 10 winners won last time out. And 7 of the last 10 winners had not run further than 2 miles 1 furlong in their career. Now we look at the winners of this. Ballyburn, Elette Tomp, Sagard, Appreciator, Steering for Launch, Classical Dream, Sam Crow, Bacardis, Blue Air Rouge, Nichols Canyon. Big names in there. We've got Ballyburn that won a Turner's, Sir Gerhard won a Turner's, but then Appreciator won a Supreme and Classical Dream won a Supreme. Then go back to Sam Crow, he won a Turner's. Look, we've had horses that have pulled up, Bacardis, we've had horses that failed, Blue Air Rouge. We've had horses that have placed, like Nichols Canyon that came 3rd, but we got to see where these horses potentially go. Blue Rouge went all the way up to an Albert Bartlett, but it really is a Supreme or potentially Turner's pointer. Whichever race they go to after that, they've got a chance of going very close. The Dublin Chase, Grade 1, 2 mile, 1 furlong. This was introduced for the Dublin Racing Festival. I think it was actually moved around from another place, but still, we've got the 7 renewals in here anyway. All of the 7 winners were trained by Willie Mullins. They all ran 36 to 64 days ago. They all were French bred baguettes. 6 of the 7 winners were sent off favourite. 5 of the 7 winners were top 2 last time out. 5 of the 7 winners had an official rating of 167 or higher. And 4 of the 7 winners last ran at Leopardstown. So you look at the winners of this. El Fabiola went to a champion chase, pulled up. Gentleman Demi didn't go to Cheltenham. Chacun Poursoir, unseated rider at the champion chase. Chacun Poursoir, 3rd in a champion chase. Chacun Poursoir, no race, didn't go to Cheltenham that year before. Min was 4th in a champion chase and Min was 2nd in a champion chase. Look, from those 7 renewals, it's a very hard and fast way of saying you win this race, you're not going to win the champion chase in March. That obviously isn't the case for definite, but that historically is what's showing us that, you know, the winner of this race may well go to Cheltenham as the favourite, but they might not win. Right, handicap chase, Grade 3 over 2 miles, 5.5. This is a race that we've got 10 years worth of it in here. It's a long-standing race that was a run around this time of the year, so we can go back a little bit further. All of the last 10 winners did not win last time out. I touched on that when I talked on day ones, didn't I, where I said 4 of the 7 had one, which is still normally quite niche. 9 of the last 10 winners had not won at 3 miles or further. 8 of the last 10 winners came from the top 5 in the betting. There was 2 favourites. 8 of the last 10 winners carried less than 11 stone. 8 of the last 10 winners had run at 3 miles or further, which is where the relevance comes to the fact that 9 of them hadn't won at 3 miles or further. 7 of the last 10 winners last ran between 21 and 41 days ago, so 3 to 6 weeks. 7 of the last 10 winners had an official rating between 133 and 143. 7 of the last 10 were Irish bred, and 7 of the last 10 winners were aged 6 or 7, and both those ages are profitable to back blind. Look, we've got Hartwood, no race at Cheltenham. The Goffer, 4th in an Ultima. Birchdale, Off You Go. Glamorgan Duke, no runs at Cheltenham. Whisper in the Breeze, fell in a national chase, but that race isn't there anymore. Last Goodbye was 10th in a plate. Etoile Phil was no race. You got to go back to 2016 when Empire of Dirt won this before going and winning the plate at Cheltenham. So it's not really a good pointer for Cheltenham Festival success. As I say, worth a lot of money. It's a big race in Ireland. They're targeting this. Horses want to win this race. Right, the Irish champion heard laughter. 9 of the last 10 winners were sent off favourite, none priced bigger than 6 to 5. 9 of the last 10 winners won last time out. 9 of the last 10 winners ranged between 6 and 8. 9 of the last 10 winners had won at 2 mile, 3.5 or further in their career. 9 of the last 10 winners last ran at Leopardstown or Fairyhouse. 7 of the last 10 winners last ran between 27 and 37 days ago. 7 of the last 10 winners were unbeaten that season. Now, we've had lots of multiple winners of this race, even just going back to 10 years, Hurricane Fly sneaks in, but those stats are going to be relevant because it's the same horses maybe following the same patterns. But look, we've had State Man win it the last twice. We've had Honeysuckle win it 3 times before that. Apples Jade, Super Sunday, Petit Mouchoir, and like I say, Hurricane Fly. There has been 4 Cheltenham winners off the back of this. Honeysuckle won a mares, didn't she, the first time up? But it's a big pointer for, again, the best 2-miler for Ireland, or potentially the best mare in Ireland too. So we don't really learn anything from these trends. We knew that sort of stuff before, didn't we? Right, 2-mile handicap hurdle here. 9 of the last 10 winners were Irish bred. 9 of the last 10 winners were aged between 5 and 7. 8 of the last 10 winners had run in the last 50 days. The other 2 were inside 70 days, so all in the last 10 weeks. 8 of the last 10 winners did not win last time out. 7 of the last 10 winners carried 10 stone 10 or less, and 4 of the last 10 winners last ran at Fairyhouse, not Leopardstown. Now, another one, right, we'll just quickly skim through the ones that have won this, but we've had Lord Erskine who won this last year. He didn't run at Cheltenham. Gaelic Warrior, of course, won this, was 2nd in the Turners. Call Me Lyrene was 14th in a county. Drop the Anchor was 7th in a county. Those Days Are Gone was 3rd in a Coral Cup. Off You Go won it twice, didn't go to Cheltenham. Ice Cold So didn't go to Cheltenham. Henry Higgins was 21st in the county hurdle. KET didn't go to Cheltenham. So look, half have gone to Cheltenham, half haven't, none have won. Finish off with a mare's bumper. This might be a bit of a pointer for Aintree or other races later on in the season, but it was upgraded for the Dublin Racing Festival, so we're just looking at the last 7. They'd only had 1 run this season, 6 of the 7 winners that is. 6 of the 7 winners were not the favourite. 6 of the 7 winners won last time out. 5 of the 7 winners did not run inside the last 50 days. 5 of the 7 winners were sent off double-figure prices. We've had Relegate that won this in 2018, went on and won the champion bumper. Grand G came 6th. Fleur Fizil last year came 7th, but Fun was 15th. Darling Daughter was 15th. Lily de Burley and Santa Rosa didn't even come across. So, tried to keep this as concise as I can. As I say, there's links in the description for both articles. Weekend Watch will be back this Thursday covering Saturday's action. I'm sure plenty of it's going to be televised, but there's some real good racing coming this weekend. Obviously, there's going to be some festival clues, but they might not be in every single race, and there is some big prize money up for grabs. So appreciate your guys' support. Enjoy all the racing. Hopefully this has been a little bit informative, or you've enjoyed it nonetheless, and we'll see you again very soon.